Way to go, smarty pants.
They do make out one more time, though, so...
Spoilers! Spoilers! What does she care?
I think I got kissed by Eddie, too, so that's...
Speaking of Eddie, this sort of calls back to the... I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your question. I apologize.
It's hot up here.
Oh, well, thank you. Eddie Olmos was mentioned by Mark Verheiden in the last Q&A, and Mark Verheiden told a story about how Eddie, for the entirety of the series, has been lobbying for a chance to do a scene on the toilet. The last episode that Eddie directs, you're like, hey! Was that his idea? Was that him? Was the scene written like Starbucks just in the bathroom, like brushing her teeth or something? It was like, I don't know. You know what I need? You know what I need, Katie? And you just sit over here and do all your lines like this. Was it like that?
Pretty much what happened. At one point, Eddie, like the scene was written that Kara just, she's like getting dressed or something, and Baltar doesn't see her, and she walks over, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, Kara, hello." And he goes, "You know, it would be great. We are gonna have you on the toilet, and so when you say the line, he's full of crap. It's really, really gonna be funny." Like, okay.
Is that the silliest Eddie moment that you had?
I've had so many funny Eddie moments. Like, yeah. I mean, like the moment where he's just so funny. The moment where he destroyed the ship, and in my mind, I'm thinking, that's on loan for $50,000.
No, the ship. I think it's season 2 with the little toy boat that he crushes.
Yeah, when Kara gets.
It's a toy boat.
Yeah, it's a toy boat. It was on loan from. It was like a replica of some ship that was on loan from a museum, and he destroyed it. And I'm sitting there as he's doing it, going, only Eddie could do that and not get fired.
I'm done preempting your question with my poop comedy. I gotta go now.
First of all, I just want to thank you so much for your incredible work on the show. You blow us all away, and Starbuck, played by a male or female, you've just made it the fiercest character on television.
You're fierce.
I like that word. You two had given me the claw.
I'm wondering if there's any wardrobe or props that you had to steal now that the show is ending. Did you take anything or anything?
I wish now that I could go back with loaded weapons and steal Trish's dress. Because every cast member was allowed, the red one, every cast member was allowed to take one article of clothing of their choice, and Trish is like, I want the right dress, of course I want the right dress. And they're like, oh, we don't know where it is. And so for months and months and months, they were like, oh, the auction house has it. No, the studio has it. No, it's still on set. No, it's over here, it's over there. And Trisha goes, no, it's in the safe on set. I know where it is. Can I go have it, please? They didn't let her have the dress. I was so sad for her, knowing that I stole my flight suit and threw it in a cooler on my way out the door. Like, they're never gonna let me take this, so I just took it off and put it in a cooler, and then hid it in my trailer. And so then when they called me and asked me what I wanted, because they're like, so every cast member gets an article of clothing, you didn't take yours, what do you want? Like, really? You're sure? And I didn't call them back for like a week, because I was sure that they wanted the flight suit back, because the auction was about ready to happen. I'm like, they want their flight suit back, don't they? So I didn't call, and finally I called them and went, I want my helmet. Yeah, and they gave it to me. Yeah.
You can take the girl out of St. Helens. You can't take the St. Helens.
I'm gonna turn it into a fish tank or something.
First of all, I don't give a crap what the critics say. You are the best Starbuck.
Thank you.
Critics all say she's the best Starbuck.
I think the critics agree with you, sir.
Yeah, good. Katie, you have been one of many cast members on one of the most coolest shows, talking about God, talking about a lot of controversial issues that are usually taboo, in sci-fi communities and TV communities. Can you comment on what did you know that this was coming? Were you excited about being in this show?
You know, what was very interesting is that Battlestar Galactica came out right after 9/11. It was a time where television and film were walking on eggshells because they didn't know what was too soon to talk about certain issues. And then Battlestar Galactica came along, and because it was science fiction, we were allowed to really dive into these heavy issues that other shows couldn't. I mean, in the pilot we broke a baby's neck and no one flinched.
Oh, I flinched.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
sounds messed up.
You're a pussy.
Your mom and dad are here.
They're used to it.
They think I'm a pussy too.
So I think because of science fiction, we were allowed to go into religion and politics and talk about things that other shows couldn't. What also was very great about Battlestar was every single point of view was always represented. I don't think that there is a religious right or I'm just going to throw atheist out there because it's the opposite, who doesn't identify with someone on this show. And that's a phenomenal thing to have, a show that really truly represents so many different parties. And I think that that's kind of why people enjoyed the show, and it's why we got away with it, because I think the network just kind of went, well, we can annihilate a total human race because it's science fiction, it's not real. So, and it really did, allow us the leeway to do that, so.
Thank you.
Plus, I'm hoping you sign my super
No.
Get away.